Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to PCM20. It's Women's Tour. We're on episode 46. We're pretty close to wrapping this up, and even though next season's not going to happen, that doesn't mean I'm not going to take our signing period seriously, because this is, it's the biggest part of the game, is making that progress, getting to that next stage, getting that next step. We have plenty of budget. Budget's not going to be a concern. We have 8 expiring contracts. The key thing about this, though, is that 7 of those 8 expiring contracts are among 7 of our 8 weakest riders, meaning that bottom end of the team, that final phase of eliminating the originals. I mean, remember, we started in the 50s and low 60s, and then we got into the mid 60s, but we were stuck with a lot of that. We were barely cracking the 70s, and now half the team is 70 plus. Come next season, all of those that are well below that mark are essentially going to be gone. We might retain 1 or 2, but that's going to be it. Schmid, I'm not even going to bother to look. She's only a 62 overall. We're not going to retain Passerini that week. We're not going to retain Dewitt. Those bottom 3 guaranteed. Miucci, I have only spent 2 points so far, and that is getting Miucci back. Decent support climber, and we are going to struggle to find others, and it was for minimum money. And you can see she has spent 46 days. So of these bottom feeders, she's worthwhile. She's a catfish. She's gonna get down there and do the work of the bottom feeders. Future domestique, okay, fine. That's one coming back. Jennifer Maxwell is 25 already, so she might have potential, but she's mostly there. You can see downhill rating. No thanks. We'll pass on that one as well. Summer Moak, we're getting a little bit better here, but no potential, already 23. Okay, no, that one's gone. Cynthia Marie, okay, potential, sure. What is she actually rated in? A 67 sprint. She's 27 years old, and that leaves us with a single rider, the upper half, and that's Mama Lenti. Now, Mama Lenti's pretty okay. I mean, we've gotten a few wins. She's a 78 hills rating. Potential, yeah. What she's making now versus what she will be making, obviously she's going to require a huge pay raise after 3 years. Got to be fairly well along the way in terms of development, as we've already spent 3 years with her. And here's the problem if we go in to renew Mama Lenti. 18 points. That's a third of our budget. Also, 0 interest in re-signing. So while I would like to have Mama Lenti back, she's nowhere near one of our best riders, and it's not worth it. Even if she had 100% interest, the 18 points, not worth it. She's not that quality of a rider. So I'm sorry, Ariana Mama Lenti, but you're out. Which means we only retained a single rider of the 8. So we have 7 expiring contracts now, 58 points to spend. That's quite the hole to fill. The good news, though, is our 4 best riders are all returning. We're only losing one of our upper end riders. We're still very young. Most of them are solid. I mean, that's a massive difference from where we're going to be. So we're going to have a couple domestiques next season, and then we're going to try to fill out a group that's 68 and above. But we need quite a few. We're already pretty close to kind of a minimum squad size. Well, you know what? We're not that close to it. I think we can afford to drop a few. That's 10. That's 15. That's 17 riders. We don't need a 17 for this size. We can get away with 15 to 16. So let's say we need to re-sign at least, or need to sign at least 5 riders from this point. In terms of the dossiers, we have a decent amount of choice. We've spent 58 dossier points, and we have 58 transfer points remaining. So we could theoretically go after each and every one of these riders on this list. If we could sign all of them, we're looking at, there's 7 more riders. So that would actually be 8 out, 8 in, and a bunch of 62 to 65s leaving, a squad of 69 70s with a couple strong riders joining us. That's pretty dang good. Now, one of the things, though, is we didn't know the potential of all of these riders. Let's start with those who have it. Colonelli has it. We might have to pay her quite a bit, but let's do it. 19.6? Sure. In fact, let's go 26. Leader, sprinter. Let's put her down as a sprinter. She's classified as a sprinter. Oh, 7880. What? Yes, please, please, please. You know what? Absolute sprinter. This is our leader. We get 3 chances. Okay. Oh my goodness. 30,000. Is that going to do it? 31. Yes, we got her. Oh my goodness. What a difference she's going to make to the squad. What a difference. Trin also. Wow, look at that acceleration. A little bit punchy. Good resistance. A 5.8 potential. You betcha. 16 points. Oh gosh, she wants so much money. The interest is really holding us back. Okay, well, we missed out on one, but we got one new fantastic leader in. Okay, on to the others. Killen's good, 19. Classics Rider, very balanced. Wow, look at those ratings. Absolutely worth the points here. Leader in the sprint category. Very patient. And signed right off the bat. Kurbanov. Okay, good potential. 74 Mountain. Ooh, I like that. Yes, please. Let's not ruin it. I think the 59's enough. Oh, no. Not a 3-chancer. This is a 5-chancer. We still have a report on her. Just 21 years old, and we've got a bunch of expiring Americans, and that does matter. We'll spend the points. Try luxury teammate. Not a fan there. Important writer. 3,000 and signed. Ava Hanser. Another one we don't know enough about. That'll be a good support sprinter, especially after we missed out on the other one. A big roll. There we go. Got her signed. And Mara Jansen. Yes, 18. Another sprinter, but imagine how many wins we're going to get next season. And we've got a bunch of expiring sprinters, by the way. And that's it for our points. So this is going to literally be it. Let's see what happens if we try a luxury teammate and signed. Sweet. Just like that, day one, it's complete. We've gotten through. We got all but one of them. Trin. Primatico would have been nice. Would have been a very nice addition. But we do get 6 riders here signed, plus Miucci re-signed. That's 7 with 8 outgoing. So we're going to drop by a single spot, but a single rider. But what an improvement. And Colinelli is going to improve our overall. Our index is 74 points. That's 77. So that's going to raise that average by quite a bit. We're going to have now, instead of a 75, 74, 73, we're going to have a 77, 75, 74. We're easily going to be pushing 75 plus on the index now. At the moment, we're 16th. We're not going to stay there. This is probably not going to get us into World Tour, but it's going to keep us comfortably at Continental Pro. No doubt about that. I tried to sign her in like December. Apparently, you can already establish contact with somebody. Okay. Interesting how that's done. But I'm a fan. Time trial. We'll try important writer. See what happens. Oh gosh, money nowhere near what we need, but we have money to play around with after. Oh, but we can't sign her because she doesn't have interest. Damn. We would have need to spend something. All right, that's everybody signed. And we'll move forward. Got the Tour of Norway coming up, Tour of Colorado, big sponsor objective, even though it's after signing. Of course, we've already completed that. Olympics road race. Let's see in a moment for that one. All right, so the game doesn't know how to actually put on the Olympics. They've never incorporated that into the game. So what we have here for this Olympic road race in Japan is they treated it like a one-off team race with just 3 team members allowed from each team. So it's not the real deal, but we've got 75 riders here, and Del Sarto has a +2. That's nice. Emma White on a -4. That's ouch. So maybe... well, Garfield's the weaker one. Garfield, she doesn't have the flat rating. Emma White, even with the -4, is still going to be stronger. What we've got to watch out for, though, is too many riders getting up the road and there not being a pursuit. So we've got to keep an eye on the time. Right now it's out to 1.5 minutes. And as long as it doesn't go much more than 2 minutes, we're fine. Otherwise, we'll need to commit a rider to trying to keep that in check. There's a cobbled section right before this double climb, and then otherwise it's flat as a pancake. Quick and easy, like short. We're already down to 70k. Wide open road, 1k banner right there, so lots and lots of room on the run in. Oh, it's coming the other way. Okay, it's a reverse finish there, out and back. But 4-lane road, I mean, it's massive. So you're not going to win through positioning alone. You're going to need sprint speed, which means Corn Rivera is going to be a massive favorite. It's going to be really hard to beat Rivera on a day like this. Now, remember, all the teams are only going to have 3 riders, so you get so many up the road, and that makes it that much harder to pull back when you only have 1 rider left who can sacrifice if you already have 1 up the road. But why would you be chasing it down unless you don't have somebody down the road? Which means you have 2 riders to do something about that. Okay, we're at 50k. We're also coming up on that stuff. Never mind, we're hitting it early. But officially nothing's happening just yet. They've got it a little off. Visually there it was, but now we're entering the cobbles. Okay, there's 2 sectors. Garfield has a good rating, but we need to push hard here to stay, otherwise we're going to get dropped.
That's half the race done. There should be a lot more movement from
like we've kind of done right there.
Those guys up front aren't going to be
but
making
immediately back in contact. Yeah, there you go. All right. We'll have enough time after this climb to send and get water for Garfield. Ooh, that climb is steeper than you would think. Emma, what happened? You're supposed to be going to get water. Oh, she's a really poor climber. I'm not sure she's going to make it back up there, which means let's go ahead and get Garfield. Ooh, and we're seeing nasty splits all of a sudden. Like Garfield dropped off to go get water. It's one thing I just despise about how this game functions is it just suddenly splits like that. And now she's going to have to try to chase it back. Somebody else put their hand up for water too, but they're not chasing. Now, noted that, you know, the climb was pretty massive. 30k to go. Okay, White's gotten water. We need her to go forward. And then we need Garfield, who's suddenly on a 70. Del Sarto's struggling with the climb because she's terrible as a climber as well. You absolutely could lose this thing. It's all back together at the front at the moment, technically, but... White, you're punchy. Use that punchiness. You need to get up at a much faster rate than you are right now. Never mind the red bar. The red bar will recover. This is about having something left for the end. Protect. Gel. Just do something for us, Garfield. Thank you. Okay, White has made it to Del Sarto. Okay, so now you're going to protect her. But we are well off the back. 2 minutes down. How do you make that up in 24k? Garfield. Okay. Not far behind us, but not of use to us back there, and that level of fatigue.
There's nobody
We need
out in
Emma
front,
White.
So with less than 20 kilometers to go, it's beginning to look as though it's going to end in a mass sprint.
Needs water. It's 20K. Oh, Del Sarto, don't you drop yourself from the group. Jeez. Emma White's doing the work. Del Sarto should be recovering, but instead she has to go and get herself water because the whole three... It's hard with 3 riders. Emma White. No, why are you on
There are just 15
effort
kilometers
up
left.
when she was on maintained position? Ay, ay, ay. All right. Garfield's way too far back and wouldn't be helpful anyway. Emma White is pushing, but I don't know. I think we're too far out of this thing. Emma White is now out of energy and nobody else is making the push, even though there are definitely a lot of number ones
The
here.
finish line is getting close. The riders just passed the 10
10K to
kilometers
go.
line.
38
Breakaway at the
riders just
front.
ahead of us and 3 breakaway
The
riders.
are
I
closing
mean,
in
we're
the
that
last 8
close, but
kilometers of the
Del
stage,
Sarto is
which
not
will
going to
most
cover
likely
that
end
gap
up in a mass sprint.
by herself. So, Del Sarto,
And he spurts away from the
try
group.
to
He's going
leave
for
the group.
victory. The finish line
Emma
is getting
White.
close. The riders just passed the 5 kilometers
Nope.
road sign.
That's exactly what I feared happening, was she is just not enough in tank to try to go solo. So, we missed the front group entirely. None of these 3 could climb. Those climbs
Great stuff.
didn't look like they
Teamwork
were
really
going to be
paid
what they
off,
are.
and their
But I
sprinter
told you with a
brings
big
home the
wide
bacon.
open road like that, it was going to be so hard to beat Corin Rivera, and look who wins it
We've
comfortably.
selected the following
So
highlights
we
for you.
just did not have the climbing ability to get through what on the profile didn't look like much, but in reality was one difficult climb twice through. All right, folks. Well, it's only August, but October's not that far away in terms of the actual calendar, and so many of the races are the same races we do season after season. But of course, this year we focused on which World Tour races we've been able to get into, and we're not going to be able to highlight all of those because PCM20 is just about to come out. So I'm planning on only having a single episode past this point, and that means I think I'm going to try to squeeze in a couple episodes of the Ardèche, and then we'll get maybe the Madrid Challenge or the Lotto Belgium Tour. Well, kind of same difference on either one of those. So I suppose we'll get one of each, or maybe we'll just kind of skip all the way to the World Championships and see how we fare. But honestly, that's about all we have. Now, in terms of the index, after signing Casanelli or whatever her name was, we've moved up to 7th on the index. There's a tiny chance that that's going to be enough, but I doubt it. We'll find out next episode as we go to wrap this series up. But I think I'm more interested in doing the Worlds than I am in doing a few random World Tour races. So it'd be nice to do those, though. It's weird, but one episode's one episode. That's what I got to do to get it done. That is all the time that I have for this one, though. I know it's short, but I'm pushing to get caught up on some things. So anyway, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button. I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.